When I look at your heavens, the work of your fingers, the moon and the stars which you have set in place, what is man that you are mindful of him, and the Son of Man that you care for him? The Bible tells us to study nature in order to learn about God. As Christians, we are supposed to participate in the activity of science, and when we do, God's attributes will be revealed to us. One of the attributes we see when we study nature is that the Creator of the universe cares for us. So much, in fact, that the structure of the universe is perfectly fine-tuned and has been from the beginning, so that advanced life can exist on our planet at this moment in time. The psalm I read at the start, Psalm 8, describes this perfectly. Astrophysicist Luke Barnes puts it this way: fine-tuning suggests that at the deepest level that physics has revealed, the universe is well put together. The whole system seems well thought out, something that someone planned and created. Through science, we can detect the incredible planning and design of the universe, which demonstrates how much God cares about us. The more we learn about how fine-tuned the entire universe has to be for us to exist, the more we see the love that God has for us. Science confirms what Psalm 19 tells us. The heavens declare the glory of God, and the sky above proclaims his handiwork. Day to day pours out speech, and night to night reveals knowledge. The more we discover about the universe, the more we find that the laws and conditions are perfectly set up so that advanced life can exist and thrive on Earth at this moment. This is what we mean by fine-tuning, and it refers to the various features of the universe that are necessary for the existence of complex life such as us. Well, this video is the third one in this series. The first one in the series showed us how the initial conditions and brute facts of the universe, as well as the laws of nature and specifically the numerical constants present in those laws, are fine-tuned for life. In the previous video, we saw that the large-scale structure of the universe is set up perfectly for us to exist in this location. Our Milky Way Galaxy sits in the perfect spot in the universe for advanced life to exist here on Earth. This video will focus on features of the Milky Way Galaxy and our solar system that are necessary for advanced life to be present. As you will see, the number of necessary features is beyond coincidental. Our existence is either a massive stroke of luck, or things have been fine-tuned and designed specifically for life to exist on planet Earth. Our galaxy was one of the first ones to form in the universe. The Milky Way formed about 800,000 years after the beginning of the universe, so our galaxy is about 13.1 billion years old, and it has amazingly remained a spiral galaxy that entire time. This is crucial because advanced life can only exist in a spiral galaxy. Now, about 2/3 of the galaxies in the young universe were spiral, but spiral galaxies easily collapse. Today, only about 6% of galaxies are spirals. To remain a spiral, a galaxy must absorb smaller dwarf galaxies at a specific rate throughout their lifetime. But absorbing a large galaxy can destroy the spiral structure. This means that the Milky Way had to be created in a cluster of galaxies that had a rich source of small dwarf galaxies, but without any other large galaxies with which it could collide. If the Milky Way had collided with a large galaxy within the last 10 billion years, there would be no advanced life anywhere in the galaxy. Our galaxy is the only spiral galaxy that we have observed that has symmetrically stable spiral arms and without significant feathers and spurs between the arms. This means the Milky Way Galaxy, relative to other spiral galaxies, has more empty space between the spiral arms. This symmetrical structure of the Milky Way is highly unusual. The messy nature of galaxies that you see here, with the two nearest galaxies to us, Andromeda and Triangulum, are typical of the unorganized nature of galaxies. Why is the symmetrical spiral shape important? Only in spiral galaxies do locations exist which are the perfect distance from other stars and star-forming regions, but still close enough to these star-forming regions to be able to have the necessary elements for life. Our solar system sits in a relatively empty spot between the two major arms, Sagittarius and Perseus, in what is called the Orion arm or the local arm. If Earth was too close to other stars, advanced life would be impossible due to the instability caused by gravitational interactions with the other stars. Also, some types of stars and star-forming regions emit deadly radiation. Advanced life would be impossible if we were being hit by this energy. So the symmetrical structure of the Milky Way and our place in it is absolutely crucial. We're far enough away from danger, but still close enough to get the material that life needs. Now, one of the reasons the galaxy's symmetrical spiral structure is highly unusual is that the Milky Way contains an unusual amount of dark matter. On average, dark matter makes up about 84% of a typical galaxy's mass. The Milky Way Galaxy, however, is about 96% dark matter. This highly unusual amount of dark matter helps to keep our galaxy's crucial structure exceptionally stable. Another reason why our location within the galaxy is important is because it is just inside what is called the co-rotation distance for the galaxy. Stars like our Sun orbit the center of the galaxy just like planets. The co-rotation distance is the spot in the galaxy where the stars are orbiting at the same speed as the spiral arms of the galaxy. If we orbited faster or slower than the arms, then we would cross through the arms too often. The gravitational disturbance this would cause would make advanced life impossible on Earth. If we were exactly at the co-rotation distance, we would experience what's called mean motion resonance, which is also a deadly gravitational disturbance. So again, we sit in the perfect location to avoid gravitational disasters. Now, this location in the Milky Way not only avoids gravitational disaster, but it's also the perfect spot to avoid deadly radiation. The areas of the Sagittarius and Perseus arms closest to our position only contain small to medium nebula and star clusters. There are no large ones. Star formation produces life-threatening radiation, so for advanced life to exist on Earth, our solar system can't be near any intense sources of radiation. The local arm, or the Orion arm, near our vicinity also contains only very small star-forming nebula and star clusters. We are also far enough away from the center of the galaxy, which is where supernova activity is more common. Now, we exist not only in the perfect location, but also at the perfect time to avoid radiation from supernova. Similar galaxies to the Milky Way experience about 3 supernova per century. The Milky Way, however, is averaging only 1 every 300 years. The last 2 in the Milky Way were about 1,000 years ago, and both were more than 5,000 light years away from us. A supernova within 1,000 light years would degrade a planet's ozone layer to the level where the health of advanced life would be seriously diminished. But there are no effects on advanced life if a supernova is 5,000 or more light years away. So we reside in an ideal neighborhood at an ideal time. This is also true in terms of the black hole that resides at the center of the Milky Way. The supermassive black hole at the center of our galaxy has an exceptionally low mass. This means it emits much less deadly radiation. Other galaxies the size of the Milky Way have black holes much more massive. Galaxies our size should have a black hole at the center which is 35 times more massive than ours. In addition to it being smaller, our black hole is also in an exceptionally quiet phase, meaning it is emitting much lower levels of radiation than it should be. Obviously, this is crucial for the presence of advanced life. In addition to the perfect location and time to avoid deadly radiation, our solar system sits inside what's called the local bubble. This bubble provides extraordinary protection for Earth from cosmic rays and radiation. Now, this is a magnetized cavity filled with exceptionally low density gas, extending 160 to 640 light years in every direction from the Sun. Our solar system sits in this protective magnetic bubble within our Milky Way galaxy. Now, amazingly, this cavity was conveniently formed about 10 to 15 million years ago as 14 to 20 supernova eruptions passed by the Sun's vicinity and cleared out the area. So we are now in a location that has very few supernova eruptions, but we're sitting within a protective magnetic bubble that was formed by multiple supernova eruptions. So our location in the Milky Way is called the galactic habitable zone. This location allows a planet to have access to the heavy elements needed for life, while at the same time being safely away from the dangerous galactic center. Now, only 10% of the stars in the Milky Way are in this galactic habitable zone. Of all the stars that we've observed, our Sun is unique. For a star its size, in its location in a galaxy like the Milky Way, it is unusually rich in elements more massive than hydrogen. This means it had to initially form in an element-rich part of the galaxy. This location near a star-forming region was necessary to get the needed elements for life, but it would have been deadly for life to remain there. So the sun had to form in one place and then migrate to its current position of safety. We have not observed another star that possesses all the specific features required for advanced life to exist in its planetary system. The sun's mass, age, unique interior structure, elemental composition, and its exceptionally stable luminosity makes it unique within the universe we have observed. Its flaring activity level and emission of dangerous radiation are far below any other star similar to it. We are here on Earth at the most stable time period for the sun, at the time it is in the safest location in the galaxy, which also corresponds with an era of exceptional quiescence for its unusually small supermassive black hole at the center of the galaxy, during an era free of nearby supernova and gamma ray bursts. Now, all these multiple independent time windows all align for our benefit. Our galaxy has remained exceptionally stable only because it was placed in the perfect location with the perfect neighboring galaxies. Our sun was able to uniquely and unusually able to form with all the elements needed for life and then move to a safe location so that life could flourish. As I have demonstrated, the Milky Way Galaxy and the location of our solar system in space and in time is extraordinarily fine-tuned beyond our comprehension for advanced life to exist. The previous two videos in this series demonstrated other levels of amazing fine-tuning necessary for us to exist here at this moment. Why is a question that needs to be answered, especially since we are discovering at every time and at every location that the universe is fine-tuned for the existence of advanced life on Earth. As we learn more about our universe, it becomes increasingly clear that everything was set up and designed for advanced life to exist on Earth. This, of course, doesn't prove that a cosmic creator exists, but it certainly is compelling evidence for a mind that planned and designed the universe for our benefit. For his, God's, attributes, namely his eternal power and divine nature, have been clearly perceived ever since the creation of the world in the things that have been made. The Bible tells us to study nature to learn about God, and when we do, we can see God's incredible power, his ability to design and set up the entire universe, Milky Way, and our position in the Milky Way necessary for us to exist on Earth. The universe looks as if it has been set up from the very beginning for us, for you, to exist on Earth at this moment in time, and Christianity has an explanation for why the universe looks this way. Remember, I opened this video with Psalm 8. When I look at the universe, I wonder, what is man that you are mindful of him? God cares about us, and because he loves us, he provided a home for us where we can live and thrive. The fine-tuning we find at every level, at every location, and at every time in the universe demonstrates God's care for his people. God's steadfast love and his reasons for creating the universe and creating us culminated in the person of Jesus. Jesus came to earth to mend the fractured relationship between us and God. Because we constantly break God's law, we are separated from God. So God provided a way to repair this relationship through the person of Jesus. God, who is the creator of the universe, wants a relationship with you, and you can have that relationship through the person of Jesus. The universe is exquisitely fine-tuned for life, for us, for you to exist. He cares about you so much that he wants to have a relationship with you, and you can have that through the person of Jesus.